I said,
Welcome back.
You said you tell us when you're ready, mate. We'll fire straight up.
All right, my turn.
How's it your turn? Say welcome back to the people, mate.
Yeah, welcome back. Good to
Just
be with
because
you
you-
again for
just
another episode of the Two Montys.
Just because there was fucking 2 seconds between us recording, you know, our wonderful,
I know people are in a completely different part of the world this
our
week,
wonderful
maybe.
13 listeners.
Or they're in their exact same sad routine on a Tuesday morning
there's people
when
out
they're
there.
listening to our fucking dull podcast.
Maybe there's people out there who don't listen for like 6 weeks and then bank them all up so they can listen to a heap together.
Well, they must be banking them up when the kids are asleep or at home because there's no way you could do this with the kids in the car.
Well, someone said to me
Six
just
in a row.
recently, I've got a big drive coming up. I'll listen to a bunch of episodes. I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Actually, on that note, we did have a bit of classic feedback from a listener with their kids in the car.
Oh, yeah, you do that. That was, is that someone you know?
No, actually. Oh, now I'm going to feel like an arsehole if I do and I've forgotten. Stand by. It's in here.
That's right. Oh,
Here we go. It's a celebrant.
No, he's ready to go. I
Yeah,
thought I was
no,
going
fuck
to have to do some filler.
So from our recent episode about the mammals, middle-aged men in Lycra,
Oh, yes.
and I won't name them, but hey, legends, get out of the fucking car lane. You're not a fucking truck, quote unquote, from my 6-year-old daughter. So I had a 45-minute drive this morning. Thought it'd be the perfect time to listen to your latest ep. Loaded the car up with my 4 daughters and niece, all under 6. Isolated the speaker so they could have Harry McCleary.
Lincoln, can you get Docs on the phone, please? We'll send him straight into this person's house.
Harry McCleary's story time in the back and popped your podcast on in the front. On the drive home again, we got stuck behind a bike rider and little Miss 6 yells from the back, get out of the fucking car lane, you're not a fucking truck. Obviously, Harry McCleary wasn't as entertaining as your podcast. I guess I should be grateful she wasn't asking, did you and Dad fuck on the first date?
which was also in the same episode.
And then she said, yes, girlfriend, we did, and that's why you're here.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
sensational.
yeah, look, you know, obviously we said from the very beginning not for children, prudes or pelicans,
Yep.
and some of you out there are not taking that on board.
Yeah.
That's not for us. If you want to do that,
Yeah.
I'm happy to educate your children.
Go
There's
nuts.
if there's a particular topic you'd like me to cover to give him Uncle Monty's advice on, Uncle Monty's advice line, because that could work for either of us. Maybe
Yeah.
we could do that. Maybe we could do like an agony aunt style, like people write in with, you know, I've been with my boyfriend.
Oh, yeah, I've
for
got this
5
dilemma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we could give it, yes.
Or that,
Hey, what about that, Lincoln? Yes.
and as in they're live on it with us, or we just
No,
they just write
we
in.
don't want to
Okay,
talk.
righto.
We don't want to talk to fucking people.
All right. Well, for those listening right now, we need you to be part of this. So, what's it called? Uncle Monty's advice
Uncle Monty's advice line.
advice line. So you need to write in with a
Send us a DM.
moral dilemma or something.
Yeah, some
that's
life situation
keeping
want
you
some
up at
advice
night.
on. Oh, this is exciting. This is a real turning point in the podcast. This is a real turning point.
It's just a way for us to, to give back to society, because clearly that's what it needs.
Yeah. Oh, I'm excited now. Like, honestly, people, the 3 of you out there listening, don't fucking let me down and not send something in.
Oh gosh.
Uncle Monty's advice line. That could be like a segment each week. We could do like a couple of questions.
I've got some advice actually right here.
I haven't there's no question.
No, this is for a friend who's recently become single
Right.
and has decided to give the online dating world a run.
Is it a voicemail?
No, I just got a little story about how that went.
Oh, yeah.
So she's been...
Is it the same person? Is it this same person? Because we've got a voice thing in here that I don't believe we played. See when this...
Yeah, but I couldn't play it. I tried to play it.
Oh, maybe it's too late.
Maybe. Anyway,
Sorry. So that person.
so into the dating world, and of course it's a lot different from, I'm going to say between, so I don't incriminate her, but within the last 10 to 15 years has been...
Geez, that shit beer tastes expensive.
She's been in a relationship for the last 10 to 15 years.
Copy.
So kind of before the time of online dating, Tinder and the like. So she's decided over a few bottles of wine that she was going to give it a crack, which the first step would be making a profile. And so our friends have gathered around and thought, all right, well, you come up with some photos and we'll help you choose, and we'll all help you write the bio. Next thing, she comes out with a, selection of about 6 And there's a photo of her on the piss, looking great, all dolled up. Yep, that's made the cut. Next photo, a baby photo.
Of herself.
Of herself. Doesn't matter who the fucking baby is, you cannot put a baby photo in an online dating profile
can I tell you?
as a 30-something-year-old.
You can.
Unless you want to go on a date with...
You can put that photo up.
Somebody named Peter File.
You can put it up, but you will attract the wrong sort of person.
Absolutely not somebody you want to take home to meet dad.
Or daddy.
Or your kids, for that.
Peter File. Did you watch was that
the
out
IT crowd? Yeah.
It's one of the greatest clips of
I'm
all
Peter.
time. Who's a paedophile? It does quite sound like paedophile.
Oh, God. So, now we had to explain to her why that was a terrible idea.
I just also, how many times are we getting flagged on YouTube for saying paedophile?
Oh, shit.
We'll have to get Hope to bleep it out in the video.
Oh, all right. Your turn.
So I recently received back, this is just a funny story.
I'll be the judge of that.
Our good friend, I've already sent you the video. Our good friends at, at Hunter Valley Video, I got a message from Sam at Hunter Valley Video that said, that wedding we did for X and Y, I was just going through the footage now. Did you happen to see this? And sent me a clip. And so it was at Enzo Weddings, which if anybody knows anything about weddings in the Hunter Valley, it's like a chapel with a big glass wall at one end, and there's a little raised platform, and that's where you do the weddings.
Glass
ceremony.
wall, also called a window.
No, fuck you. A window's this big, mate. It's the whole side of the fucking building. It's not a window, you dickhead. I mean, technically it's a window, but it's also the
I'm
wall.
here for the technicalities. Anyway.
It's also the wall. It's bigger than a fucking window. No, that's it. I'm not telling the story.
Toys are out of the cot.
But in the video, so obviously the videographer's shooting straight down the barrel. Couples up on the area with the window behind them. There's two rows of vines. So it's this beautiful kind of vista behind the couple. Just to the side of that, if you again know anything about it, they have a brew house there, Ironbark Hill Brewery, which obviously the public go to.
And the public were there.
A gentleman, and I use the term fairly loosely, has wandered out into the vines, dropped his pants, and has chucked a giant brown eye, which nobody else saw, except that now it's turned up in the video of the couple standing there and a bloke down in the background with his ass hanging out.
Do you reckon any of the guests...
I don't know. So I didn't see it.
Well, did you listen to the footage? Were they laughing a lot more at what you were saying than what they should have been?
Oh, I don't say funny stuff. I know I'm only heartfelt and romantic. But it looked like, because Mel from Stories with Mel was the photographer, and she was just in front, and you saw her turn around. And I said to Sam, it looks like she's seen it. And she goes, no, I've already rung her. She hadn't seen it either. So none of the vendors saw it. I don't know how long old mate was there, but yeah, wandered out, taken the strides down, moon, walked off. I don't know.
Classic.
I'd be fairly confident it hasn't made the final cut of the video that's gone to the couple.
No, there's going to be a bit of...
It's probably in a clip that they're getting, but it wouldn't be in the clip they're showing their family and friends.
Actually.
And they're a really cool couple. I think they'll find it funny.
Yeah.
But bit of advice out there, like, don't be a fuckwit.
Yeah.
No, people you don't know don't want to see your ass in their wedding photos.
Little transition here. Still Hunter Valley Video. Love them. They've done a few weddings with me back at the farm. And so they did some friends in November last year. And usual chestnut where she's keen, he's not. As in, she just absolutely has to have video and he couldn't blind fuck if there was video or not. And then I know that they're going to be that happy with it that he'll very quickly change his tune the minute he watches it.
Right.
Anyway, the video's come back recently, watched it, and it's absolute cracker. It's so good. But there's one clip in it in particular, which I was like, this is so unique, and I've never seen it in a wedding film before, and it's great. And then when I messaged my friend to say, I love that bit, she's like, do you know what that was with? Anyway, so they're in the paddock. They've done some, bride and her crew shots, groom and the crew shots, whatever. And then the guys didn't really know what to do. They don't have flower stuff. There's no props.
Right.
So they decided to do a line out in the paddock, but didn't have a football. So they've used a giant fucking dry cow pat. And they've launched this thing But in the video, unless you really knew, you can't
know it's cow shit.
You can't tell that they've just held this big pile of cow shit at the groom. It's been heated up in there.
Wow.
So, and they were worried if it should have made the video or not. But I think it just made...
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so good. Anyway.
Yeah, right.
Great filmmakers.
Yeah, so mooning and cow shit.
Yeah.
Then people say we're unprofessional.
Speaking of unprofessional, Hotmail accounts for businesses.
It's been one of my favourites for a long time.
Fuck, we got this segue.
It doesn't even have to
down pat.
It doesn't even have to be Hotmail. And listen, and I know we're going to be attacking good friends of ours by saying this.
It's not that hard.
If you are running, like if you're doing something part-time and it's just a side hustle, fucking have at it. But if you are running a full-time professional business and your email address is at Hotmail or at Gmail, spend $8 a month and turn it into your fucking business name. I don't know. That's what I've got. You've only done that to fucking rile me up.
Yes.
It's a bit like the ties.
Poking the bear.
It's a bit like ties. If it's not a double Windsor, get the fuck out. If you're a professional business person with an at Gmail account, have a good hard look at yourself.
Yeah.
You got an at Gmail account, Lincoln? No, I didn't think so. You're very tech savvy, mate. I'd be very surprised.
I do, but just for the free Gmail.
Yeah. I've got an at Gmail account, but it's not Monty King Celebrant at Gmail.
No, mine's my personal one.
Yeah. Yeah,
For all the subscriptions I can't have running through the business.
Don't worry, I've got about 5 Gmail accounts. But even...
I hate him that much, I'm going to make another account. Leave another review.
No, not for that. No, I don't really. I have one that when Gmail first came out and I went travelling around the world like 17 years ago.
Wanderlust.
It was called, my email address was whizfizzsafari at Gmail, which I still have. And I use it for like, give us your email address and we'll go, great, here's one for you.
Yeah, that I never check.
Yeah. And then I've got Monty King 243, which before I had a business account, that was the one.
You know, if there's ever a time you're going to get hacked, it's now that you're giving all of your email
if only I had a blue tick. But in reality, my hello@montyking.com email address.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to get hacked because they're all email addresses that are fucking out in the wilderness. But it's still a Gmail account. You just pay the money so you can change the Gmail to montyking.com.
Yeah.
Anyway, come to us for more next week for more tech advice.
Business tips.
Here's one, and this is, speaking of poking the bear, this is just to rile you up.
Oh, fuck, here we go.
Well, now that Bake Off is in a hiatus, Grand Designs is back on with a new series.
No, I love Grand Designs.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, look out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grand Designs is great. That's my next go-to.
I don't normally like straight things, but those straight lines and...
Well, I don't know about Kevin. Kevin's ambiguous, I reckon.
True. But I just,
in the best kind of way. Everything about Kevin is ambiguous.
No,
he's ethereal.
It's good, and it's just the commentating shits me.
What, from him?
No, from the like the voiceover shit, like the
That's
fucking
him. He's the voiceover. Are we talking about the same show?
Yeah, but just like
so, it's like a couple who have bought a old fucking dairy that they're turning into a $5 million.
But the drama about, we've got this much to do and we don't want to go over budget.
Yeah.
You've got shitloads of money. Who gives a fuck if you go over budget?
None of them have ever been. I've never watched one when it was in budget.
You could just build 2 stories up, but instead you're building 6 down.
Yeah.
And, it's going to be floating off the side of a mountain.
Yeah.
So,
although I did watch one where, and this is fucking boring podcast material now, but I don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Where the guy, he was a record, like a publisher, like a whatever that's called, label.
Yeah.
Or he worked for like a big one because he had all these like big name gold records around. But they basically sold their house and he bought this bit of land like right on this wild bit of coast that was almost impossible to build on. And they didn't finish. It went on for fucking 5 years and it still wasn't done when the show was over. And then they ended like when they started, he had 2 girls that were like 5 and 6.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, they were leaving home to go to university or some shit. And then they did an episode like 2 years later to revisit it. And this poor prick, like, he dumped so much money. It still wasn't done. It had, like, crushed his marriage. Like, him and his wife had split up.
Oh, fuck.
Like, it was fucking wild. And I just sat there nearly in tears going, this poor fucking bloke.
Oh.
Yeah, so some people, they're bitten off more than they can chew.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, anyway, Grand Designs.
Grand Designs.
But I should say, Bake Off, they
How did it finish? I know you want to talk about it.
every year they do so they do the normal one where just Joe Bloggs gets on and bakes cakes.
Yeah.
And then they have one where they get like a bunch of entertainers in. It's like a fundraising thing for like a cancer dude. That's coming up in the next.
And you
couple
like the
weeks.
UK, the original one.
Yeah, the UK one. That's the one. No, Noel Fielding's the.
And there was
Paul Hollywood. Paul Hollywood, mate, is one of the greatest humans alive.
No idea who that is.
Oh,
Um,
Lincoln's just shaking his head. Do you know who Paul Hollywood is? Yeah,
did
of
you say
course
Noel
do.
Fieldings?
Yeah,
Isn't that old Greg?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's one of the hosts.
Yeah, right. Oh. I've seen clips every now and then of like the Show Me Your Beaver
Yeah, that was from the last season.
and Alison Hammond on there. I didn't
Yeah,
realise
she's-
she was a Big Brother contestant.
yeah, so
Yeah,
she's
she's a
only
hoot.
she's only just started this
Yeah.
this last season.
She's
She's
hilarious.
new host. But no, yeah, because the good part about it is, so you've got the 2 comedians, or Alison Hammond and Noel Fielding, kind of as the light relief.
Yeah.
Paul Hollywood is like a baker by trade.
Yeah.
And then they used to have Mary Berry, and now they've got Prue, who are just old lady bakers.
Yeah.
And that's why Show Us Your Beaver's funny, because you've got this 80-year-old, very prim and proper lady, and this woman's made a cake shaped like a beaver, and the prim and proper old lady comes up and says, Sue, bring us up and tell us all about your beaver. And everybody else in the place fucking falls apart. And she's like, what?
Who bother?
Yeah.
I've said something untoward.
No, one of the best ones is they've got like a vol au vent, or not a vol au vent. What's the...
It's pronounced volleyball.
No, some other type of pastry thing. That's name will come back to me in a minute. Now they make it like a croquant bush out of it. What are those things called? Profiterole is the word I'm looking for.
Parfiterole.
And she's describing how to fill it with custard to this person, and she goes, I like to poke 2 holes in it so that when you push it in and you squeeze in the cream, you feel a little bit of resistance. and the 2 blokes standing next to her are like...
You could have
But
wished...
she goes, what? What are you 2 laughing at? And they're like, we're just children, Prue. Anyway,
good.
there you go. See? Bake Off, mate. I'm getting in there. I'm getting in there, folks.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely. All right, it's your turn.
All right. Now, I kind of need to say the C-bomb to tell this story.
Ooh.
But we can just... Can you bleep it out?
Emily.
Huh?
Oh, she's a swimmer. Emily Seabomb.
Now, in your opinion, is the word worse than the word
Well,
because it's my story. In Dylan's house, this is boyfriend Dylan, a fart is a pop-off, and if you say fart, you're like, you cannot say the word fart. It is so, like,
I did
the absolute no list. Nobody
did-
says it, and you're just in the shit if you do. So quite openly
shit.
acceptable. But
Why do we have to bleep it out? Maybe on YouTube. Not a podcast. Nobody cares on podcasts.
yeah. Oh, I just
Yeah, bleep every second word out,
Yeah.
and no one knows what the fuck we're talking about.
now I'm stitched up because I thought that it was getting bleeped, so I've gone and said it 9 times in the space of
No,
a minute.
it'll get bleeped.
What do you think?
Well, and also I think for our clips, on Instagram, it's probably not great. It'll probably have to be bleeped out of that. I mean, obviously, fart is not worse than like, you'd have to be a fucking lunatic.
We're going to have to tag Mumba Jumba in this.
But I did a wedding on the weekend, and one of, you find out little funny, I MC'd and stuff as well, little funny facts about them. And the bride refuses to say the word fart, will not say it. I tried to trick her in the ceremony to say it, and she just wouldn't do it. And then in the reception, her best friend got up and told this story about when they were like because they were an older couple, and told this story about when they were 20. They were travelling and they were stuck on a bus, and the bride was stuck next to this guy who had clearly had a diet of nothing but lentils for 2 years. And they spent 8 hours with him, like dropping his guts and nearly gassing her out. And then I got up and went. So earlier in the ceremony, I told you that, she won't say the word fart. And then we've just heard that she's had a traumatic experience on a bus with a man farting non-stop. I'm going to say that those two things are completely combined, and that's why. But yeah, but she will not.
Yeah.
Then I didn't hear her say, but I'd say she would say that before she would say fart.
Yeah.
So same thing.
Yeah.
But in no world, no fucking planet in the multiverse,
No.
is anybody saying that the word fart is worse.
No. But so back to...
Absolute madness.
I agree. Back to COVID times.
Fucking COVID, mate.
Oh, it's just a time...
It's 2024, mate. We're trying to move on. Fuck, mate. The world is trying to move on.
Don't be such a fart head.
Oh,
Fuck.
So many bleeps.
Corinne, one of the farm siblings, came back to stay for... It was almost 2 years. Like pretty much the whole duration of the spicy
COVID,
cough.
yeah.
And her husband was deployed at the time. She had...
What is he, a parachute?
And I can't... Q8, I think he was at.
Right.
And
Q8.
Q8.
Right.
You just spell it Q
not
and a number
P9.
8. Huh? Q8.
Yeah, it's Q8, mate. We're back on board.
Carry on.
We got you.
Anyway, he was deployed and she had maybe a 3-month-old and an 18-month-old. Came back to the farm, and we generally don't have to worry about what we say at the farm because you're talking to cows mostly, and a lot of them are. So you just say
Cows
what you
are
feel.
Stupid.
Well, most sheep, actually. But anyway, so we thought, all right, Corinne and the kids are coming back. We need to really sharpen up, can't be swearing. So we came up with a very clever way to get around it. Where we thought, if we're ever going to swear, we'll just say the word biscuits instead. Drop something on your foot. Biscuits. But the problem was it very quickly turned into, you stupid motherfucking biscuit head. So biscuits just got added in like it was a swear word.
Yeah.
But it worked. The kids were saying, biscuits. But then,
Yeah, when we had the, obviously I've got a mouth like an open sewer. And you try and tidy it up with the kids, and that kind of slowly but surely, over the time that they gradually made me more and more fucking enraged. That slipped twice. I've still never dropped the C-bomb in front of them. But this fuck is just, it's in there now. I can't really get it, but they'll go, he said the C word. I go, what? Who did? Oh, blah, blah. Okay, what do you mean? What's the C word? I can't say it, I'll get in trouble. I go, no, you won't get in trouble. Just tell me what's going on. Crap. And I go, it's fine, mate. It's fine. Everybody moving on. It's fine.
That's classic.
Here's one for you that just occurred to me the other day. And again, we say it all the time. I'm not attacking anyone specifically.
Stop saying that. Just attack the motherfuckers.
It was just something that occurred to me when I was doing some paperwork, right? So, you're obviously pulling all the paperwork together for a couple. One of the parties had a hyphenated surname, which was the combination of the mother and the father's name, right? Which is pretty common, not unusual, not anything. But then I thought to myself, and look, and I'll say it was the groom, right? So that when they got married, they'd planned on becoming Mr. So he was called Jones Smith, and he wasn't. I've made that up, obviously. And they were going to be known as Mr. and Mrs. Jones Smith after that. And I was sitting here, and I said to Kate, our tables are just here, and I was doing it, and then I went, this is a bit fucked. And she goes, what do you mean? I go, like, for the kid, right? I get it. I totally get it. Mum doesn't want to take the dad's name when they're married. They have a kid. They want it to be a combination of both. I get that. That's fine.
Yeah.
But from the next step then is, so that then the wife gets these two names that have got fucking nothing to do with her.
Yeah.
And then they have a kid who's another step removed, who's now lumped with one set of grandparents' names.
Yeah.
And then that's going to go on and on to the point where everyone will be going, who the fuck are these Smith Jones? Like, what the fuck is this?
It's another bullshit wedding tradition where people are so hung up, and I'm going to do the big generalisation here. Fucking grooms are so hung up on
making sure someone gets their name.
And it's even in the vows.
But I'm
so excited for you to have my last name.
Yeah.
It's like, surely to Christ, there's other things you could be fucking excited about.
I think the big
with your future with that person.
Yeah.
Than sharing the same last name.
I've never heard it when there wasn't kids. When there's kids involved, like...
she's keen to have it.
There's an unmarried couple, and then, they've got kids, and the kids have his name, and she wants them to, because... she rolls up to school, and you're Tommy Smith, and she's, Mrs. Jones, and you're like, I know I'm his mum, and people are like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I get that, but I just, that idea of the hyphenated name, that for their kid makes total sense.
Either pick
the
one,
further
or
away
piss them both off and get another one.
Well, and I know people who have made their own surname from there, which is great, because you can do whatever you like.
Yeah.
But... yeah, just that, it hadn't occurred to me, and I was sitting there doing the paperwork, and then I thought, the further this gets away from the original parents, it's like, who are they?
Yeah.
Who are these names that we're carrying on and on and on? It's kind of madness. But anyway, hyphenated names, do what you want.
Is it my...
I think so. Where are we at Lincoln? Oh, there you go. You got one more. You got time for one more, mate.
All right, this is a...
Or you can fuck around so that Lincoln can fade it out with you talking absolute rubbish for 4 minutes.
Oh, I like it. I actually do need a piece. No, okay, I've got one here. Now, without... No, fuck, I'll just
I'll just start doing that when I'm sick of him talking. When I'm sick of him talking, I'll just start going...
Spanish fly. When you're finished.
Yeah.
Top drawer, bedroom. What would you find? You know exactly. That's all I need to say for people to know exactly what's going on.
Well, it depends. In mine, nothing, because the children are always lurking, so you can't keep anything in the top drawer next.
And herein lies the problem.
Copy.
So, and I definitely have to keep this broad because I don't want anybody getting too upset. But the old top drawer dildos, and
Not to be confused with a top deck, if any of you out there know what that is. Do you know what a top deck is?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oh, disgusting.
It's not the chocolate.
So the top drawer, the fun drawer, the kids generally find it well before you think they've found it.
Well, that's why you don't.
Yeah. Anyway, heard a story recently, quite funny. So one of the kids, about, I'd say 10-year-old, found the top drawer, opened it, like mum's in the room, sitting on the bed. Anyway, pulls out the
This
vibrator.
sounds like a terrible joke I've heard.
Kid pulls out the vibrator, starts putting it on her neck like a massage gun. Talking about how good it feels. Oh, that's a really good massage. And mum's just there, mortified. Put it down, put it away. And then went away for a week, had to hide them or whatever. But I was like, that leads me to another story. This is the one I mentioned earlier, which I won't say who, but you know who's who in the zoo.
Right. Well, once you tell me the story, I might be more inclined to remember.
So people of all ages have the fun drawer, but if you want to get real serious, I've got a couple I'm friends with, gay couple. They have a...
Gay?
It's allowed now.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh.
They have like a walk-in wardrobe, and on the top shelf is their like emergency hospital bag. If something goes wrong, they can send someone home, get the bag.
Okay.
Next to that bag is what would be the contents of a top drawer.
Sure.
Only when you've got too much to fill in a top drawer, like a swing and, more heavy-duty apparatus.
Right.
And
Did somebody have to go to hospital?
Somebody was in hospital.
Jesus Christ.
They've sent the family friend round to the house. Now go into the walk-in robe, top shelf, black bag, bring it to the hospital.
Is this a real story?
This is a real story. They've lugged this huge fucking bag to the hospital, didn't open it, and obviously the couple have found it, they realised as soon as they saw the bag, it was the wrong bag.
Yeah, it had a skull and crossbones on the outside of it.
It was just one giant glory hole of a bag.
Jesus.
So that's Yeah.
Yeah, be careful.
You'd be
Be careful out there.
You'd be very worried.
That's for today. Be careful out there. That's it, mate. Say goodbye to the people.
I know that it's not stop filming, but I am busting the piss. So
Of course you are. The old child's bladder strikes again.
take my bladder.
Get beers when you come back.